come to my attention that yesterday I may have called the bad guy of the underwater menace the name of a commonly prescribed drug. So just as a point of clarity, the bad guy is not Zoloft, he's Zoloft. Welcome to the Time Treadmill. I'm Ron, and these are my sweaty thoughts about Doctor Who. I don't have a lot new to say about this story that I didn't already cover yesterday. The one thing that occurred to me while I was watching it is the character of Jamie McCrimmon as compared to poor, doomed Katarina. If you'll remember, the character of Katarina was brought on board the TARDIS crew at the end of The Mythmakers, and she was intended to be an ongoing companion, but the writers immediately had a problem with her in that she had so little frame of reference that she was useless as a character because absolutely everything had to be explained to her. And as a result, they wound up killing her off a few episodes into the Daleks' master plan simply because the writers couldn't figure out how to write for her. Now, you might think that the same issue would be there for Jamie McCrimmon. He's an 18th century Scotsman with no knowledge of technology whatsoever. He should be completely and utterly confused by everything to do with the TARDIS and science and all of the various science fictional conflicts that the TARDIS crew encounters. But the great thing about Jamie is he is absolutely a roll-with-it kind of guy. There are several moments in The Underwater Menace where he doesn't have a clue what's going on, but by God, he knows what's right and what's wrong, and he rolls up his sleeve and dives in to be the hero. At the very end of the story, once Zoloft has been defeated, his plan thwarted, and the lower levels of Atlantis flooded, the Doctor and Ben and Polly and Jamie escape back to the surface, enter the TARDIS, and Jamie comments that he'll never understand what makes it work, but he's thrilled to be there and he's really enjoying the adventure of it. He just completely and totally accepts that technology exists. It's not magic, it's not dark demons or gods or anything like that. It's just technology, and he is fine with that. And on that point, there's another interesting thing to note about this story. One of the central plot points of the entire story is a conflict between science and religion. And that's a theme that comes up over and over again throughout the history of Doctor Who. And in this case, as the lower levels of Atlantis are flooding and the waters are stabilizing, the ruler of Atlantis comes to an astonishing conclusion. He concludes that this entire disaster happened because of the conflict between science and religion, and the trusting of Zoloft simply because the high priest said that he was a chosen one sent by the gods. The ruler of Atlantis then decrees that as Atlantis is rebuilt, the temples will be left below the waterline, left in ruins, and the society will be built in one that's focused on science and knowledge, and not on fear and superstition. It's just a really fantastic moment, and interesting to have coming from a story written in 1967. And as I say, this is a theme that will return again and again throughout the history of Doctor Who, and the embracing of knowledge and understanding tempered with compassion for all your fellow living things. It's one of the key themes to the show and one of the reasons I love it so much. As I'm recording this, there's a global pandemic unfolding with the COVID-19 virus, and this is absolutely a moment when we need to embrace science and knowledge and not panic, but make sensible decisions, and make decisions that are compassionate to the most vulnerable in society. So from me to you, stay safe out there, wash your hands, take care of those who need taking care of, keep a clear head, and I will see you tomorrow.